How's it going, guys? It's Poetry Son, and welcome to what is a late night episode of our Ethiopia game. Not when you guys are watching this, but as the time I'm recording this, it is about 12:30, a little past midnight on Saturday, and also I guess now technically Sunday, the 29th. And we're going to go and get going here. I'm trying to work up a bit of a backlog before I release the first few episodes of this campaign. So welcome back. We're doing Ethiopia. It's been a few days since I recorded the last session. If I remember correctly, we have a bit of a situation with debt and everything. We fought off a coalition war. Funge now exists, so that's interesting. I mean, that's fun. Okay, that's a bad joke. But I think we're doing all right here. I'm pretty sure we were just waiting at the end of the last session for some of our debt to be paid off. We're trying to really mess with, or not trying to rock the boat too much right away. Trying to recover a little bit after that coalition war that I know was pretty brutal. I mean, what are you gonna do though, right? What are you gonna do? Hey, I'll do that. What are you gonna do? Because at a certain point, you gotta defend yourself. And yeah, currently the Reformation has started. Wow, what is this? There's a center of Reformation in France? That doesn't make sense. Was Alençon independent or something? That does not make any sense either. Interesting. I thought you could only get, I don't know, I think the AI can have centers of reformation pop up in their provinces even without them choosing to do stuff. I forgot Morocco is actually pretty strong because Castile is weak, but Granada, I didn't realize you still existed. Okay. Interesting stuff going on in Europe, huh? I mean, other than that, it's nothing too out of the ordinary. Poor Hungary, but that often happens. Muscovy is about as strong as you'd expect. England is strong. Burgundy is a bit stronger than you'd expect. So, it'll be interesting to see. Now that we can see Europe, I know I'm trying to ally other people. I wonder if see, I wish Aragon would ally me, but they don't really care about the Mamluks. Although, you know what? You know who does? France. France actually cares, but they're way too far. They're almost certainly not going to be willing to help us. And that's the problem, right? Is we are a little too far away right now. And give it some time and maybe it'll work, but right now, no one's going to really be willing to help us, so it's unfortunate. What idea groups do we have? We have expansion and defense. That's right. We're taking expansion to at least help out in Africa until a certain point. Eventually, probably gonna maybe we'll ditch expansion because it is a good idea group for other reasons. But I don't plan on doing a huge colonial game like in Indonesia. Maybe we'll go, we'll explore Australia maybe, but and get a colonial nation there. But I don't really think we're going to be doing a full colonial game. I think mostly it's just going to be for colonizing all this stuff up here. And I think eventually our plan is going to be maybe try to vassalize Congo or someone, because I know Congo has decent ideas, and just have a mega march in Central Africa. So, yeah, I think something like that is going to be more along the lines of our plan here. Who are we? Ajuran and Yemen. Okay, cool. No, I actually like Colburn's better. So Yemen is actually in a war right now with the Mamluks. Yo, okay, that's big. They attacked Medina. Okay. But this could have some consequences. So Mafra and Yemen are both in that. Okay, yeah, this will make it entirely possible that that Ajuran gets to the point where they won't have anyone defend them, right? See, Mafra already won't. Yemen still will, but that's okay. We're getting claims on Yemenese land because we do want to conquer parts of Yemen, obviously. So could be good to keep an eye out for. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not going to raise our maintenance yet, even though we do want to be ready. Because even though that is the case, we do also we need to be making money for now. So we'll keep checking, and let's see. If it starts getting close, Right now, see, that's the thing. Right now, it's only 7 reasons not to join and 74 to join. That's a big difference. And we have a truce with everyone, don't we? No, we don't. No, we don't. True Dawasir is because they separate pieced out and must have pieced out for more. Or rather, they were pieced out for more. Fetishist zealots. They shouldn't mess with me, right? Definitely grab that. The Mamluks are sieging down Yemen, and will continue to do so. Oh, they pieced out Mafra. But that's okay. Mafra's not really a threat now, especially now after they just lost that stuff. So I think we should be ready. So here's what we'll do. This would also be a good time to do our war with Funge here. So I'll tell you what, one army comes down here, and the other comes over here. And we get ready for this. Let's bring our navy. Our navy right now has been taking a bit of attrition because we just don't have enough sailors to handle it. It's a good event, or a good option for us. It'd be nice if we could get our golden era, but not really super close. I don't know if colonized land, non-colonized land counts, but either way, at the very least, we're going to have to destroy Ajuran. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. We'd be making money if it weren't for... Well, if it weren't for the fact that we have so much debt already. So yeah, I think this is what we're going to do. I mean, I don't see any reason not to wait any longer, really. In fact, it's probably going to be risky to do that. So let's go and declare now. And yeah, and what we're also going to do... So yeah, we are going to declare on Funge as well. I'm not moving yet. Oh, sorry, that was a little bit of a misplay. Got to kind of get warmed up, you know. I haven't played this game in a few days. Because here's the thing, we can do this one as well. We want to do both of these wars, I think. Let's grab one. We'll pay for a general, that's fine. That's their army is. Okay, they're going that way. As long as we, you know, don't see them start heading back here, we should definitely carpet siege the crap out of everything. But now they're heading back. This is the problem with this. Never mind. Head back there. Okay. Chase down that army, because if we can knock out that army, it'll be a similar thing where we can then just carpet siege. You can catch them. Okay. After you catch them. So we don't know what's going on over here. I assume there's more rebels. Because we only saw one stack, and there's definitely even more than one stack. I did not have my navy blocking out for Mafra, but this should not be a huge deal. Should not be a huge deal. It's a little annoying, but I mean, it should be fine. Let's see. What are we doing here? If we can get this siege, that'll make things a lot easier. Okay. Everything here is all occupied up. Just be watching, because I know that, yeah, they got little stacks running around and stuff. So honestly, we'll hold off here, wait, because they're completely occupied, even if it's not all by us. They are completely occupied. Okay. Go ahead and siege everything up. Okay. Let's group everything up over here next to Zayla, and we'll smash this army up. should be able to make it in there just fine. I'm not sure where they're going to retreat to, so let's, I'm not even going to reinforce yet. Okay, yeah, I figured that some of them would retreat to there. And the rest of you run back to there. Yes, I would like money, please. And boom, stack wiped completely. So Mafra is basically dead. We can go over there, actually. And it might be good. I'm thinking, you know, who did we lose as an ally? Was it Dawasir? No, they weren't counting. Was it a vassal? What am I thinking here? No, that doesn't make sense either. Speaking of which, I do know that we have a... We could get a... our Golden Age if we do this. And I think I'm going to, honestly. I know they're going to be very, very uppity for a little while. But, we'll hope that it's okay. We should be able to do that in a month. That'll be nice. And otherwise... I think we gotta wait for the monthly tick. Absolutely gonna do that. Getting that early on is gonna be very good for us. Gazakumukh wants military access? Why? You're with the Mamluks and Mafra and Hadram. Got it. Okay. That actually makes sense. So I'm thinking, like, what if we vassalize Mafra? That might be alright. Like, they have Socotra, which we don't really feel like it's gonna be a pain to get otherwise. They have cores on stuff, you know. And more than that, their culture group is here, so we could feed them a bunch of this culture land. I kind of feel like that might be a good play for us here. Could we get your entire country, please? Yes, because you don't have any army, you don't have anything you could do to resist, really? Okay, so there are rebels. There's Darfur separatists. Yeah, let's go deal with those first before we start coring. We should go over here. We don't have an admiral, but that's okay. We just got some prestige, so look at that. There you go. Bump them down to a reasonable range, and beyond that, let's actually go ahead and make sure to convert their stuff up, since we're gonna get it from them eventually, anyways. This is Highlands, but I'm gonna go ahead and just go in there. I think it'll be fine. Okay, that looks good. Let's go ahead and start coring all this. It's really not that much development here. I do think maybe that vassalizing these guys would actually be fine. Like, I think that seems like an okay idea here. Oh yeah, I know you think you're all tough because I don't occupy your whole country, but you know, you really think that's gonna matter? Okay. Really hate that event. We've got it twice in a row now. Or in short succession. In a short amount of time. Okay, Mafra, we're gonna vassalize you. Really? Why? I mean, would they be a good vassal? I think so, because Malindi, I think, is basically we're gonna feed them Kilwa's land. We're gonna eat Ajaran's land for ourselves. We already have a slot set apart for Medjugorje, although, well, actually, we're getting closer, so maybe. In fact, let's see, does that make much of a difference? We could, yeah, I mean, I think that it is... I think Mafra, we definitely want to core up all the Gulf of Aden land, even if it's not great, because it is an important trade node. So, like, even though Mafra, the Dhofar state, is a pretty crappy one and stuff, and we're going to be paying full price for it, I think we still want to core up all this land, so... yeah, and again, having a vassal here is going to be good. I was considering earlier releasing Aden, but then we have to conquer it and then release it separately, whereas this, we could immediately start feeding them back land. It is a forceful vassalization. That's one of the few reasons you might not want to do something like this normally. And there's some, you know, if you could present that as an argument against doing this, but I think it's okay. I think it'll be okay. Okay, so, I mean, this looks good. We don't really need this right now, but at the same time... Oh, gosh darn it. Wasn't even paying attention. It's Fund Separatists. I mean, we knew Fund Separatists were going to fire eventually. Go to Tegali, where there's a chance, at least, that we will have a river crossing there. Alright, Mafra. I now control you entirely. There we go. Okay, let's get them out of there now. But their opinion of us is not terrible, right? It's not terrible. It could be much worse. Okay. And what were we at for aggressive or for overextension? 22%. So we can do like 87 something, you know, 87 and change. So we could definitely take everything from a war score perspective up to max, basically. So we should basically take as much as we can. This is part of your... This is Somali, so I think we should take it for ourselves. Even though it's splitting a state, it's not really that big a deal. Aggressive expansion is something we should consider. Don't really care about Hadramut, don't really care about Yemen and Ajuran, whatever. So it's really the Mamluks that put us over the edge, I think, last time. So even though this is, you know, obviously risky, there's some risk with doing this, we're going to do it. We're going to core everything up. Man, can't wait for that core all button, you know? There you go. And we have actually Eclipse. We've become a great power. Wow. It's actually a bit surprising to me. I mean, it's not too surprising, but it's a bit surprising. We should... oh yeah, we can't now that I took it out, darn. They did come attack us there, which is fine. I will keep converting my vassal's land here. Eventually we'll probably convert Mafra as well, but Melindi's going to be more of a long-term one. It's more of a priority for us here. Because we could start annexing them now, but I think we want to feed them more Kilwa land, right? Because otherwise, I mean, you know, that's their culture. We should, right? They're Swahili, yeah, as is Kilwa, so we should definitely try to grab that land. Okay. I actually knew a guy. I worked when I was working in as an intern at a video editing studio at my undergrad college. I knew a guy who lived like a good few years in South Africa and a few other countries in like Eastern Africa. I don't know. I don't think. I mean, I haven't talked to this guy in a couple of years, but like I don't remember exactly where he lived. But I think he you know, he said he was in like Zanzibar for a while and stuff, which is right here, right? This is Zanzibar, and in other areas along the coast here. I don't remember why. I mean, it was work related, I'm pretty sure, but I don't remember why exactly. And I remember that he told me that he learned actually a good bit of Swahili. When he was in South Africa, he learned a bit of Afrikaans. Pretty cool guy, and it's, you know, it's more. I think it'd be really cool to like learn some Swahili, because it is it is one of the more widely spoken languages from the African continent, right? Because I know like Africa is a very diverse continent that has like many languages, but I'm pretty sure Swahili is one of the most spoken. And yeah, anyways, I don't know. What do we need to do here? We could... Oof, we're gonna have those rebels soon. We have noble rebels. Okay, we can handle that. We can get rid of them. If you know me, though, you know I'm big into like languages and stuff. I'm not really a huge proponent of the idea that a language's value should be viewed in terms of how many speakers it has. So even though I'm like, you know, Swahili has a lot of speakers and stuff, it's more just like I'm like, it'd be cool to learn a non-European language for one. I don't know. I've taken a little bit of Japan. Yes, I take a little bit of Japanese. I could speak English. But anyway, so I can, you know, I took a couple semesters of Japanese, and that was really cool. I think it'd be fun to learn a language that's a little more off the beaten path, like Swahili. And I mean, you know, again, number of speakers, it is a consideration. I don't think it normally has to take a huge factor. Being someone who has taken lots of language courses, who is was a language major, was one of my majors for undergrad, and who is currently a student of linguistics. We don't have the next institution, do we? We developed it in one province? No, we don't even have it at all. Might have to develop it. Where did it go? England, of course. Not spreading anywhere, of course. Let's do this one then. But being a student of language and someone who was going to be teaching language starting next year, who, you know, it's a big part of my passion. I've had classes with a lot of other people who had lots of different opinions about this, right? And I remember I had one student, a very good friend of mine actually, but you know, that's the thing, you could have disagreements with friends, right? Like, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. One of my friends, she took some Italian courses with me. That's how I met her. But she was like me, a Spanish major, but her deal was like language and international trade. It was a technical name of her area of study. We'll do that. But she was a very business-minded person, very practical person, right? And, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. But it, you know, can definitely, some of what she says is basically like, you know, we talked about stuff, and I was like, oh, why'd you stop taking Italian at one point? Because eventually she stopped taking the courses, right? So I continued. Both of us took them for the same reason. We had some extra stuff in our schedules, but we needed to take a class for the credit hours. And that's why I started taking Italian in my off time, or not my off time, but like in my free time slots for my schedule, which is great, by the way. I love Italian. But she definitely had a different perspective than me, because I think, you know, we talked about it, and basically I was like, why'd you stop taking Italian? And part of it was, for her, was like, she was like, oh, I don't think Italian is that useful of business language, which I don't even, you know, I would slightly disagree with as well. And obviously she knew that it is a decent business language at the very least. But I think she started taking like German instead, because she was like, oh, I don't know, there's just Germany seems like it has more business opportunities and stuff. And I don't really judge her for that. And to some extent, I think it's fine. Any reason to want to learn any language is a good reason, right? As long as it gets you learning the language, I don't care. I don't think it really matters to me what someone's reasoning is. But at the same time, it's like, I don't think that it necessarily should be the only reason to learn a language, because of the business opportunities. Again, this girl, she's very business minded and stuff, so I don't, like I said, I'm not holding it against her. But it's just a difference, I guess, in perspective, a difference of personality between us as well. We'll definitely do this now, because this is going to get more expensive. I don't know. I'm curious to know what you guys think in the comments about that. If you are someone whose native language is a less spoken language, especially, you know, I'm I don't know, I guess fortunate enough that although it's not really like languages are not better than each other or anything, but I was fortunate enough that I was born, you know, in a place where I speak a privileged language. Let's just put it that way, right? Like I'm a native speaker of English, and I have a lot of privilege as a result, which again, I'm not trying to say like, oh, English is better. No, I'm just saying I am somewhat lucky that I basically have a skill that is valuable just based on where I grew up, right? And but but I honestly, sometimes I get kind of disappointed. I'm like, I don't really have, like, English is, I think English is the, like, I think English is the most spoken language if you include second language speakers, or second most after, like, Mandarin or something. Like, I know it's up there if you include second language speakers, right? And to some extent, I'm kind of like, well, like, it's not really something that you can have a sense of sort of pride around your identity of being a speaker of some language with English, because English is so widely spread. I don't know, right? Whereas something like Catalan, for instance, right? There's a lot of pride and a lot of, like, culture just surrounding the language of Catalan. Not to say that there isn't culture in any community, right? But it's kind of like, if you're a Catalan speaker, that's kind of, it definitely, I think, is baked into you, this idea that you have this, you have to defend your own language and stuff, and the history behind the language and stuff, and so, I think it's a bit of a different perspective. So, anyways, let me check the time. Yeah, we've been a little over on time. I get caught up in these rants and you get lost. But yeah, we're gonna go and wrap up here. I'll probably continue this little rant or not tirade. I don't know. It's just kind of a train of a line of thought, right? We'll consider this. We'll continue this in the next episode, but I'm curious to know what you guys think. Anyways, thank you for listening to me ramble, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Please leave a like and subscribe for more if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys then. Bye bye.